Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. Oh, let me tell you, folks, I've been watching General Hospital for more years than I care to count, and this week's episodes got my heart racing like it was the old days back home in Texas. You know how it is. You sit down with your coffee, thinking it's just another afternoon, and suddenly the show throws you a curveball that keeps you glued to the screen. I couldn't believe my eyes when they showed Josslyn Jax sneaking around Windermere. That girl's always been tough as nails, but right now she's in real trouble, and she knows it. From what I saw in the promo for this week of May 18 to 22, she's fixing to ambush Cassius Faison, you remember? That fellow pretending to be Nathan West, played by Ryan Pavey. Lord have mercy, that man's caused enough heartache already. Joss is backed into a corner, and I reckon she's about to fight her way out. I'm telling you, I was sitting there cheering her on in my head, saying, "Go on, darling, don't let him get the best of you." Then came the part that really gave me chills. Joss moves this old bed in that dark little room they're holding her in, and there it is, scratched right on the wall. Anna Devane was held here. I was taken on the 31st of October, 1925. Lord, when she read that, you could see the color drain from her face. It hit me right in the chest, too. Poor Anna Devane, Finola Hughes has brought that character to life so beautifully all these years. First she goes missing, then they find her in Paris after a terrible mental breakdown. Now she's stuck in a treatment facility in France, and everybody who loves her is worried sick. It just breaks your heart. I keep thinking, what in the world is going on in that house? Windermere's always had its share of ghosts and secrets, but this feels different, darker somehow. Joss finding Anna's message like that, it's got to shake her to the core. Makes you wonder if history's repeating itself, doesn't it? I've seen a lot of wild stories on this show, but when they start mixing the past with the present like this, it pulls you in deep. I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat waiting to see what Joss does next. Will she really take on Cassius and turn the tables? And how does Anna's scary message tie into everything, whatever happens? I know one thing for sure, General Hospital is serving up some real drama this week, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. How about you? You watching too? Because this one's got me hooked good and proper. Oh man, let me tell you, this week's General Hospital promo had me leaning forward in my chair the whole time, coffee getting cold in my hand. Josslyn Jax comes on screen looking fierce as a cornered mountain lion, and she swears right then and there that she's getting out of this nightmare no matter what it takes. You can just feel the determination pouring out of that young lady. She's not crying or begging, no sir. She's making a promise to herself and to us watching at home. That kind of spirit always gets me right here in the chest. And then it cuts to the scene I've been waiting for. Cassius walks into a room like he's the king of the castle, all smug and sure of himself. He doesn't even see it coming. Joss grabs that chair and swings it with everything she's got. Wham! Right into him. I let out a whoop when I saw that. The look on his face was priceless. After all this time treating her like some helpless little girl, he finally got a taste of what she's really made of. You know, that fella Cassius made a big mistake right from the start by underestimating Josslyn. He thought she was just another spoiled kid from Port Charles who didn't know how the real world worked. But she's no ordinary girl. Turns out she's been trained as a full-fledged WSB agent. Even after he learned that, he still went ahead and did one of the dumbest things I've seen in a long time on this show. Snatching her from her own home and hiding her away in those dark, creepy tunnels under Spoon Island. Lord have mercy. What was running through that man's head? It wasn't just risky, it was downright foolish. He's playing with fire and doesn't even seem to realize the flames are getting higher. What makes the whole situation even more dangerous is that none of the big shots know what he's been up to. His bosses at the WSB, Ross Cullum and Jen Sidwell, don't have the faintest idea that he's holding Joss hostage like this. And poor Britt Westbourne is completely in the dark too. She's going about her business with no clue that Cassius has gone rogue and locked up one of their own. Secrets like this never stay buried for long in Port Charles, especially not at Windermere. It's only a matter of time before someone notices Josslyn hasn't been seen around town, or one of the folks wandering around that big old house stumbles across her in that hidden room. I keep wondering what in the world Cassius's real endgame is with Josslyn. Does he want information? Is he using her as bait for something bigger? Or is there something even darker going on? The show hasn't spelled it all out yet, but from everything they showed in this week's promo, it looks like his whole plan is about to come crashing down around him during these episodes from May 18 onward. Joss isn't the type to sit quietly and wait to be rescued. She's already fighting back, and I have a feeling she's going to turn the tables in a big way. Watching all this unfold reminds me why I've loved this show for so many years. It's not just about the romance and the family drama. It's these edge-of-your-seat moments when a strong character like Joss refuses to stay down. She's got heart, she's got training, and now she's got pure stubbornness on her side. I'm sitting here cheering her on like she's one of my own kids. This storyline is heating up fast, and I can't wait to see what happens next. If there's one thing I've learned from watching General Hospital all these decades, it's that the women in this town are a whole lot tougher than the men usually expect. And right now, Josslyn is proving that all over again. I'm hooked, folks, completely hooked. Oh man. Even though Josslyn got the drop on Cassius with that chair and caught him completely off guard, I'm still sitting here biting my nails, wondering if she can really make it out of there, or if this bold move is about to backfire and make things 10 times worse. That girl's got guts, no question about it, and the element of surprise is on her side right now. But I've watched this show long enough to know that in Port Charles, things rarely go as smoothly as you hope. One minute you think you're winning, and the next you're deeper in trouble than you ever imagined. It reminds me so much of what happened with Anna Devane. Remember that time when Pascal had her locked up? Anna fought with everything she had, trying to break free, but it all ended in heartbreak. She gave it her best shot and still came out battered and broken. Now look at her stuck in that treatment facility in France, trying to piece her mind back together. Seeing Joss in that same gloomy room at Windermere with those desperate words scratched on the wall, it just brings back all those old memories. I keep thinking, Lord, please don't let history repeat itself here. Anna's story still hurts my heart, and I sure don't want Josslyn walking down that same painful road. What really has me worried is that creepy butler who works for Sidwell, you know, the one he's always sneaking around the corners of Windermere like a shadow you can't shake. What if he's standing right outside the door or just down the hall when Joss swings that chair and tries to make a run for it? One wrong step, one noise too loud, and instead of escaping, she could end up with both Cassius and that butler on her tail. That kind of trouble might be a whole lot harder to get out of than what she's facing now. Sometimes the fight you start with so much hope just lands you in hotter water. And then there's the bigger picture that's got my mind spinning. Just last week, it looked like Cassius and Joss were slowly heading towards some kind of understanding, maybe even a secret partnership. They were talking about joining forces to bring down the big bosses, Ross Cullum and Jen Sidwell, and maybe even help free Nathan from the mess he's in. It felt like the beginning of a real alliance, the kind that could shake up everything in Port Charles. Now, I can't stop wondering if this escape attempt is going to destroy all that hard work. One swing of the chair and poof, months of careful planning might go right out the window. Will Cassius still trust her after this, or will he turn even more dangerous? Still, deep down, I'm cheering for Josslyn with everything I've got. She's not some fragile flower waiting to be rescued. She's smart, she's trained by the WSB, and she's got that stubborn fire that makes you believe she just might pull this off. Whether her plan works perfectly or blows up in spectacular fashion, I know she's going to fight with all her heart. That's what I love about these stories, watching strong women like Joss refuse to stay down no matter how dark the tunnels get. This whole storyline has me completely hooked, folks. I'll be parked in front of the TV every single day this week, heart pounding, hoping and praying that Joss comes out on top without paying too high a price. General Hospital has a way of pulling you in and not letting go, and right now it's doing exactly that. Win or lose, this is going to be one emotional, wild ride, and I wouldn't miss it for anything. How about you? You feeling as nervous as I am about what happened?